What if I took out, dude? Look. We'll see how far he goes. Because all I have to do is take out a pocket full of gluten and throw it at him, and he's done. That's it. Deceased on the ground, blood coming out of his eyes. Call the doctor, run away. It's on the table.
You might want this on the podcast, but I used to ask Nikki this all the time. I used to be like, would you still love me if I laughed like this?
And then she said no, and then he starts crying like that.
She's like, no, that sounds terrible.
Yeah, like your mom.
Why'd you press the button?
I wonder so aimless, life filled with sin, and I wouldn't let my dear Savior in. When Jesus came like a stranger in the night, 'cause praise the Lord, I saw the light. Well, I saw the light. I saw the light.
The spot where they said like it's funny.
Yeah, they had the lyrics in the thing.
No sorrow inside. Just praise the Lord. I saw the light. This is for the men. I won't have earrings, nose rings, or pearls. I won't have long hair like all the girls. I'll pull my pants and my underwear I'll hide. 'Cause praise the Lord. I saw the light. Well, I saw the light. I saw the light. Start doing right. We'll go to church even on Wednesday night. 'Cause praise the Lord, I saw the light. Ladies, I didn't write this, I'm just singing it. Now she'll be the wife God wants her to be. She'll wear her dresses down past her knees. She'll keep her mouth shut even when she's right. 'Cause praise the Lord, she saw the light. Hi, Mike.
That's good.
So
That's funny.
yeah, that's funny.
Obviously, it's a joke.
Yeah, people get upset about that kind of stuff.
I thought it was funny.
I did too. It's like, yeah, people get upset about that kind of stuff.
It is funny.
I think it's
dude.
hilarious. I don't know any person live who would be offended by that. Like, have you ever
I
met?
could think of some people, but it's good for them.
Well, have you
Yeah.
ever met one person who was offended by the Washington Redskins?
No.
Seriously.
Nope.
Have you ever met one person that was offended by like Aunt Jemima on the food products?
No. That was a weird one. I didn't understand that.
Or Uncle Ben on the food products?
Yep.
I've never met anyone that was offended.
Well, the only people that are offended are white people.
Yeah, literally on all accounts for the.
We're pretty good at being offended.
Yeah.
But I've never met anyone who's actually offended
Why
by
would
that
you
stuff.
not, like, especially like if I was a black person and there was a company that made syrup and had a black woman on the front, I wouldn't be like, oh, it's racist because they're black. Like,
It's literally a nod.
Were they
It's like,
are black people the ones who got that shut down?
no, they're not. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not. It's so illogical.
it's always these white woke people who are trying to apologize for everything that
Yeah,
no one
but
asked
also,
for
like, what
apologies
would be?
for.
Well, I don't understand the apology in that because it was a black woman that made this.
I
type
know.
of- yeah, so like this black woman
same thing with-
made this type of syrup.
we
She
talked about
starts selling
this.
it. She puts her face on it, and they're like, "That's racist."
Do you want to hear a goofy story?
And she's the one who did it. She put her face out there. This is the brand, and it was loved.
I didn't know she was a real person.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Uncle, what? I don't
Uncle
know if Uncle Ben was
Uncle
either,
Ben.
but
Hey, rest in
It just
peace,
doesn't
Peter
make any
Parker,
sense.
I got you, bro.
And then,
but even the Land O'Lakes, the Indian, who remember the joke? Just like the white man take the Indian, keep the land.
What's
Take
his
away
face
the
said that?
Yes.
The guy we had on our
Terrence.
podcast, Terrence
Yeah.
Calvin. You want to hear a funny story that happened to me today?
no.
It has nothing to do with what we're talking about. But
We start. Hey,
let's
welcome
be-
to the podcast.
Welcome
Did we
to the
already start?
podcast.
Yeah.
He started recording a very long time
We
ago.
didn't play the intro.
He didn't.
There we
All
go.
right.
There we
So funny thing that happened to me
I
today.
knew he was gonna do
I
that.
know. We were at I was at work today and we were doing a leak survey for gas services, whatever. I'm not going to get into that because it has nothing to do with the funny part.
Okay.
I am walking through these people's yard.
You got a new phone. It doesn't fold in half.
It does not fold in half.
That makes me sad. Sorry, continue.
I was walking. I'd be mad, but it'd also be funny. I was walking through these people's yard.
Yeah.
And
And they were mad.
no, they had people working on something in the backyard of their of the house. But I needed to mark out the gas service. So I'm marking out the gas service, and I'm walking through the front yard, and these two guys, they walk to the back of the house, and as they're walking back, they wave. Hey, what's going on? Hey, how's it going, man? I'm in the front yard marking out the gas service, and I hear a noise. I hear a, and I go, what was that? Right? So then I stop, and I look down at my feet, see if I stepped on nothing. I didn't step on anything, but I heard it.
Was following you.
Heard it like a. I look like kind of like to my side, a little bit behind me, and like 12 sprinkler heads go boop out of the ground, and then they just blasted me with water.
Dude,
I'm not. Dude, the two guys literally looked at me like
and said
eye
nothing.
contact, waved at me, walked over and turned on the sprinklers while I was standing in the front yard.
That was on purpose. That was so
literally.
like,
I just heard,
we are gonna catch this guy. Watch this.
I was like, what was that? I turned around and looked, and it was just like, boop, 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 boop.
Watch. You're already on TikTok and
just
have millions
blasted me.
It's like you were like roadside IED or whatever.
Yo, bro.
Stepped on like
and I literally was like,
You want to hear a story?
what?
This is. I don't even know if I could say this story.
We'll just say it anyway. This is a goofy episode.
There was a preacher.
Yep.
At the summit. I don't know if I told you this story. You heard the story.
I did hear the story.
At the summit.
I heard it at the
He
summit.
told the story.
There was a
David
preacher
Gibbs,
sent from God.
David Gibbs.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
David Gibbs.
His name was John.
At the summit, he told this story. So the only reason I'm saying this is because it's online. The story's out there. The message that he preached and he told.
This is already on the internet.
So we get to the summit, and I walk in one of the side doors, and David Gibbs from CLA, Christian Law Association, is walking in the door. And just so happens, by the time I got to the door...
Describe David Gibbs so people can visualize.
I think they know David Gibbs.
David Gibbs is a little larger than me.
A little larger. A little
larger than I am.
Yeah. I love him to death. Anytime he's ever preached, I've always got so much from his preaching. But he is a little heavy. Mm-hmm. Working on it, but he's a little heavy.
Like, would he fit in a traditional rowboat, do you think?
Do you know, or are you asking?
I'm dead serious.
You don't know.
I have some of his books, but I've never seen him. So I don't know.
Okay.
Let me see if I can Google a picture. Continue the story.
I'm taking it as a no. He would not fit in a traditional rowboat.
He's the sweetest man.
The sweetest guy that doesn't fit in a rowboat.
Sweetest guy.
John boat.
But
Bass boat.
So I'm walking
Stop me when we hit the right boat.
Got it. You already got it.
All right.
So we're walking in. I walk in, and he is behind me, so I hold the door for him. Mm-hmm. He goes, "Thank you, young man. I really appreciate that." And so then I walk in, and I open the door for him into the staff hallway, which is at the side door of Solid Rock. Pay attention, David. I need you to focus so you can interact with the
I
laughs.
got words mixed up. You said... I think it's because my brain started shutting down about 20 minutes ago. You said David Gibbs. I have been thinking Sam Gipp. I still don't. Oh my gosh! And I kept thinking about it. And I'm like,
so yes, would you agree? Would you agree that he's a little larger than I am?
Hold on, let me think about this.
I'm not trying to bash anyone, but
we're genuinely not
trying to. Unless
oh my gosh!
Unless we do.
He said we're talking about Sam Gipp. What?
Yeah.
Well, wake up.
Sorry.
So we're walking in, and I open the staff hallway door for brother Gibbs to go in. Mm-hmm. I open the door. The whole choir is lined up, getting ready to go out. Like tons of all these women,
as they do.
Yeah, and they're about to go out. Service about to start. David Gibbs is here. I open the door for him. He starts to walk through the door, and the worst thing that could ever happen happened.
What?
Here's what happened. I open the door. I am inches from him.
Yep.
Inches, Dustin, like closer than me and David right now as he walks by.
Amen. And?
His pants fall to his knees.
But it's worse than that. It's worse than that because his pants didn't just fall to his knees.
Yep.
He walks into the room, sees the ladies in the choir getting ready to go out to sing.
Hi, ladies. Raises his hand.
Hi, ladies, and waves. And
his
obviously,
pants drop. I am standing right there. And not only was it like I'm talking whitey tighties.
How does that happen?
Now listen.
Suspenders.
The thing is, think about this. I want you to think about this. If I walked into a room and I saw you and I said, "Hey, Dustin, what are you gonna do?"
Wave.
You're gonna turn and look at me. He walks into a room, gets everyone's attention and then his pants drop. He said the back part of his suspenders unsnapped when he waved.
I bet he started wearing belts.
Yeah. So I'm standing there. I'm right there. I'm looking. I'm like, what do I do?
You leave. You walk away from the situation before
some
you
of the
catch a case.
men who were in there, I think he might have said help. And so they had men came over and they shuffled him, into Brother Charlie's office. They just
Wow, what a story!
And they shimmy into it. And up to that point, I thought, honestly, I didn't know who saw it, but I know what I saw. And I was like, because from my angle, there was nobody really behind. It was just his and me. I was there. His behind and
His behind.
And I'm standing there.
I didn't
But I'm
sleep.
like, I don't know if anyone so I'm walking around thinking, we have to address this. Like this, your pants just fell off. You can't. But he got up and
He tells the story.
He tells the story. I'm like, good, because I'm telling you,
We can't act like this didn't happen.
can't act like this didn't happen.
Because
If you don't tell a story, I will. And I got a podcast. So
How was your sleep schedule after that?
But I tell you one thing.
I took a lot of melatonin in the next
Kenny
couple weeks.
Baldwin was there, and I was sitting there, and I told him before the story, before he told it.
Yeah.
And he was laughing. I said, I tell you one thing. I said, one thing I know is for sure. I don't know about every other David Gibbs story, but I know this one's true. Because sometimes David Gibbs stories are so outrageous.
Yeah.
This is one story where he is driving through Texas, and he stops to go to the bathroom, on the side of the road, and he drops his pants to go to the bathroom, and there's snakes that come out from the brush and bushes, and he jumps out, and somehow I don't remember exactly how, but somehow his pants get carried away into the brush by 1,000 snakes.
He seems to have issues with his pants.
There was 1,000 snakes.
Why is his pants always
There's
falling
something.
And so his pants just rode off into the briar.
you know what you do? You leave your pants.
He did.
I was going to say, I'm not going to get those pants. Those snakes are in those pants.
So
It's
many
so weird.
This man
stories.
got mugged by snakes. Give me your pants. He's just
Some of these things, I'm like, this didn't happen. I know one guy, Ro Dudley, who was telling the story.
I know
The
that
guy's
guy.
name is Bez Cummings.
Yeah.
Bezaleel Cummings. And he was at the meeting at Doug Fisher's with Ro.
okay.
And he told that story.
Oh,
David Gibbs
Ro.
told the story about wake up, Dustin.
I am. I'm here.
You're zoning. No, you're zoning. You drink your energy drink first episode, and then you're like, Wah!
Goofy.
So. There's a picture of a based human. He's telling the story about
This is pretty funny.
He's telling the story about the snakes running off with his pants. And when he gets to, there was 1,000 snakes, Bez Cummings yells out, he's lying! He goes, that's a lie! 1,000 snakes? He goes, he's lying! It's a lie! He's lying! And Ro's like, shut up, quiet.
You've
He's calm.
never met Ro Dudley, but he is one of the most ridiculous people I've ever met in my life.
Yeah.
And Bez was they were tight, and the two of them were constantly just absurd.
So funny.
When I first met Ro and we started not first, but early on getting to know Ro and stuff, we went to Denny's one night.
And you
And-
waited for 27 days to get your food?
Yes. To be seated and then to get our food. But we're at Denny's and he's like, yo, have you guys ever seen my impression of a velociraptor? And we were like, what?
Yes.
And
Show me now.
I kid you not, Ro gets up in Denny's. I mean, we're not the only people in Denny's, right? Denny's is popping.
Yeah.
Right? He's walking up and down Denny's like this.
Yes!
He's going. And he's like,
I love this country.
He's literally walking up to strangers trying to eat their eggs, and he's going. And then like
That's awesome.
he walks,
This makes
he
me
like
happy.
walks like down the aisle, right? And he looks back at us, and then he pretends his arm is his tail, so he starts going, and he's just flailing his arm around, and everybody in Denny's is like,
There's a velociraptor loose. Someone catch it.
he was like, what? That's Ro Dudley in a nutshell.
I'm so happy.
There's our clip.
Yeah, dude, he's a nut.
That's so
No, I was gonna say something.
Love that guy. He's so funny though.
Dang it, I don't remember. I don't remember.
That's great.
Yeah, he one time we took a bunch of
Were you
kids to Six
convinced?
Flags, and we took these kids to Six Flags, and he had the entire, because it was like a camp trip, so we had an entire camp of like kids, like a lot of kids, and we go to Six Flags for the day, and he had the entire camp calling him Gator Face,
Yes.
and then everybody at the camp is just chanting Gator Face, Gator Face, Gator Face, and bro, it's weird walking through Six Flags, and then you just in the distance you hear 100 children going Gator Face, Gator Face, like everywhere you go, you just hear kids chanting Gator Face at a Six Flags.
I love it.
He's also the Crazy White Church, the video we watched.
Yeah, with the guy jumping in the baptismal.
He's the guy who jumped into the baptismal.
Okay.
Yeah, he's wild.
Crazy White Church is the name of the episode. I know you don't listen to the podcast, but we do a
But
podcast.
you were,
sometimes.
yeah, in case you're wondering, it's called Calm Down, It's Fine.
Calm and C. diff.
Yep. Yeah.
All right.
Which is the thing.
That's great
Not
stuff.
pleasant.
Let's read some emails. Here we go. Horse versus tiger. I'm just joking. This is from Joseph Kaspersky.
Kazoon
Would love to hear more sports content. Keep up the good work. I enjoy listening on the way to work. Laughed so hard at the anonymous girl from episode 57, the one complaining about poop in hell. In other words, watch your language, Joe. Joseph
Yeah.
used to be in my youth group.
Don't ever let Marge get on
Love
you.
the humor and also gospel being shared at the end. Keep it up, gents. Awesome, Joe. I don't know why I saw you working on a Sunday at the train tracks here in Harrington, but get in church, boy. Quit your job. Make sure Sunday's prioritized.
Quit your
He
job.
used to be in my teen group.
Sell drugs. And,
I know you're a
listen,
man now, but you're still a boy.
Listen, Mr. Sports Boy. I don't know anything about sports other than banana ball, which is my new favorite sport.
Never heard of
And
it.
dude, it'll change your life. It's like
Where'd
baseball,
you play
but
banana
better. Huh?
Where'd you play on?
Banana ball? No, that's on ESPN.
Oh, yeah.
What's banana? I don't know.
Savannah Bananas.
Oh, the Savannah Banana.
Dude.
I have seen them.
Yep.
They're funny.
Dude, that's my new favorite. Look,
They
dude,
make
I used to have ESPN Plus only for UFC, and now it's also for banana ball.
I would watch baseball if it was a Savannah Bananas game. They make me laugh.
It's
Good.
wonderful, and I just want to know all the rules. I want to know everything about it.
Not only do they make me laugh, but they're genuinely like really
They're pretty
athletic
talented,
and
yeah.
good.
Yeah, they're all D1 athletes and, like,
They do like crazy
Well,
stuff.
considering that they do a bunch of nuts like things, and they still like can play pretty good. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, no,
Um,
it's fun. It's
so
fun.
here's
So,
your
yeah.
sports content.
So
No.
so that's
Joe,
a sport. That's my sport.
Would love to hear more sports content. I would love to do a sports segment, but it's never current. We're doing 2 at a time for
Yeah.
the future, so it's like it's
Speaking
just-
of sports, did you see that?
Did you
The
watch banana
Saudis,
ball?
the Saudis offered Mbappe like $1 billion deal.
Mbappe. Who's that?
He's like the
Bapa Lapa?
best soccer player in the world right now.
Oh yeah, I didn't.
Like he's like the torch is being passed down from Messi to like him,
right
right?
from Brady to Mahomes.
He plays. Where does he play? I forget where he plays. I want to say it's not like Poland or something like that. But he's like the best player in the world right now because obviously because Ronaldo and Messi got old.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like the best in the world. And the Saudis were like, we'll give you $1 billion, a billion with a B, to come play for us for 1 year.
Is he doing it?
I don't think so.
Golly.
Because I mean, so he's being faced with, in the next year, he could go play for like Spain or like some kind of super team and then make his legacy as one of the greatest of all times, or he can go get the dollar,
Yeah.
a lot of them, for 1 year. But obviously, you could go play for $1 billion. You lose that year, it kind of hurts your legacy a little bit, and he could potentially get injured in a year. You know what I mean?
Right.
But he's already won a World Cup. He's 24. He's won a World Cup. And so at his age, he could potentially play in 2 to 3 more World Cups.
I don't know how soccer works.
I think the World Cup is every 4 years.
Yeah, but like, so is that the championship? So it's just, do they continuously play?
Yeah, all the time.
There's no season.
Yeah, it's just they're always playing.
So how is this like big spans in between?
What do you mean?
Like it's not, they don't play every week.
No, they don't play like every week, but like they play in like their little soccer clubs. Like for example, like they play in their little clubs. Like Ronaldo played for. Oh man, I'm gonna get yelled at by somebody on the internet. I want to say Portugal is the country, but like he also played. I want to say it's like Benfica or something like that. And I'm sure somebody on the internet is going to yell at me for being wrong.
I don't understand soccer.
But it's essentially like the NFL has their own like little teams or basketball.
And
basketball.
MLS,
LeBron James plays for the Lakers, right?
What's the What's the American Soccer League?
MLS.
The MLS. Mm-hmm. But then, so that's
Messi plays in Miami now, or something
right?
like
But that's the equivalent of. So then we have a U.S. team that they put together once every 4 years.
Yeah, so it's like if basically, you've got your own like little clubs and you guys play against each other all the time. But then also you will go and you will play in the like Portugal versus Italy games, stuff like that, and then
so that team is always together.
Yeah.
So Portugal has their professional league also.
Yeah, like the country gets represented by...
But they'll have their little league with like their 30 teams.
Yeah, they'll have like their little thing where
where it's pros in their league.
Uh-huh.
But then they put together their team.
Yeah.
And so like the MLS, it's all year round?
I don't
or is
know.
that just... See, it's just so confusing to me because I have no idea who Ronaldo played for. I have no idea who Messi played for.
Ronaldo played for...
So like
I want to say it was Benfica, but then
like if
also
that
played
guy
for
does
Portugal.
go and play for
Messi played for Argentina.
But if the one guy went and played for the Saudis, what is the Saudi league? Are they playing Portugal? Are they playing Spain? Like
they didn't make it into the World Cup. Because the Saudis they're not good enough. That's why they're trying to get people. Is because they're not good enough to play in the World Cup. The Qatar, like they just had the World Cup in Qatar, and I want to say Qatar lost like the first round, which is the first is the first time in like a long time that the hosting team lost in the first round. But because they're not good, they hosted, so they're automatically in.
I always thought that Qatar, like that area, was just good at it. I guess not.
But like the Middle East is not like
not the Middle
like
East,
super.
but like
so they're trying to get people
they're
to
really
come
good at
over.
like stuff like beating women.
yes, or stoning the gays
in soccer.
Yeah, they've got good arms.
Yeah. So that's one of the reasons why Mbappe.
That was funny. I'm
That's
glad you called
hilarious.
it.
Yeah. That's what they're doing.
That's one of the reasons why Mbappe might not go is because Saudi did not qualify for the World Cup. So if he goes over there, he misses a world. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things. Is like he's listen. He's the best in the world. He's gonna get paid. He's gonna make his money. So do you want to make a ridiculous amount of money, or do you want to focus on your like legacy as a soccer player?
Yeah.
So that's what he's got. Me? Yo, daddy getting $1 billion. like, hey, bro.
Daddy getting him.
Yeah, bro. I'll put Nikki in a burqa real quick. I dress her up like a ninja and I'm gonna go play some soccer. Like,
Dress her like a ninja.
yo.
Send her off to ninja school.
Didn't England during the World Cup they like rented a big like the largest cruise boat in the world?
Yeah, because
and
they're
all
women,
the players' families.
Yeah,
and
they would just stay on the boat
because they didn't have to wear anything. They didn't have to like abide by any of the. There's like no alcohol or anything in Qatar.
Yeah.
So funny. All right, would love to hear more sports content.
There it is.
Joe, we'll try and put more sports stuff on. I like sports, but we all, whatever.
We probably
We're
talked
also
about the
doing
one
great.
sport he doesn't want to hear about.
Yeah. Anyways,
I only know about two sports. Well, it's two sports now, so that's all I can talk about.
all right, here we go. Morning, fellas. This is from Jesse Clark.
Hello,
Funny
Jesse
story
Clark.
from camp. Friday night was the Be Thankful night. They had Dustin waving the U.S. flag. So I didn't even see this.
No,
I totally missed all this. I guess
you must have been like a spiritual
I don't know.
trance or something.
Yeah, they had Dustin waving the U.S. flag. So I gave him a handshake and said, as sincerely as possible, thank you for your support.
thank you for your support.
He did. He did.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
It took
It
an
was-
uncomfortable long time for me to realize I said it backwards.
Did you just stare at him?
He
Well,
said thank you for
because I took a moment of pause and I was like,
Something's not right here.
I don't now because like he got me. 'Cause I'm like, I don't now. What do I say?
Everybody's like, get on with the service. You guys just awkwardly staring at each other.
It took an uncomfortable long time for me to realize that I said it backwards and correct myself, but it was too late. So anyways, that's how I quenched the spirit. The Holy Spirit's
Yeah.
like, I'm going to take, what? You buffoon. I also wore a, what is it, a shama?
Shama?
ShamWow. Yeah, sham.
I also wear a ShamWow.
Schmeg.
How do you spell ShamWow? SHEMA.
I'm just saying stuff. I don't know.
It's a thing. It's like a scarf.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
ShamWow.
It's not a ShamWow.
It's I just made it, I
ShamWow
made
is
it
the
up.
thing that you wipe water
I
off
thought
your
you
car
guys
with.
had read this and like,
No.
that says ShamWow?
No, I was just being
Shama.
stupid.
It says Shama, right?
You told me to be weird. That's-
Shamag.
No, that's a shema.
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 Shamag.
Shemek.
Shamona.
Start pronouncing everything incorrectly.
I also wore
Isn't
a-
that that's what Michael Jackson says?
I also wore a Shama the wrong way for the last 2 days and didn't even get fragged by Dustin. So I
Frogged.
appreciate the Lord's hand of protection. What is that? What is Shama?
I don't know.
It's like a scarf thing that like.
Why would he expect
military
you to frag him?
I don't for anybody.
Call of Duty, bro?
I don't know what people wear. I don't
I know
understand
he has a
anything.
wrong impression. Like he put that on 2 days in a row, thinking I'm going to get Dustin's attention.
Sorry.
Instead, he just awkwardly stared
If you
at
want to
you.
get my attention, dress is not the way to do
He
it.
apparently stared at you the whole time.
Yeah.
I'll send the horse tiger drawing over again without the text. I'll send it with a transparent blah blah blah.
If you wore jorts, that would get my attention.
I figure if I'm going to email this much, I might as well send my number. Let me know what time you use the record, and I'll keep my schedule open every night for the rest of his life. This
Yeah.
should tell him
Just
to
call
keep
him anyway.
his
Hey,
schedule
hey.
open.
You were trying to sleep? That's cool. We're not recording. I'm gonna hang up by you.
Tuesdays and Thursdays every week. Keep it open. Never call him.
That's I don't. That's terrible. Because
he's sitting in
I'm
a recliner,
envisioning he's in his chair and he's got like a notepad and stuff there and it's just waiting.
That's so funny.
And then like Ben's like, "Hey man, do you want to go and get ice cream?" I was like, "I can't. I gotta wait for the podcast guys to call." And he misses all of these events and then eventually he dies alone.
Does
That's
he get
terrible. Huh?
Go ahead.
All right, so I made it. This is Joseph Kaspersky again.
Again, tell him to stop.
When it rains, it pours. I made it to corporal in the Marine Corps. I feel for Dustin. Understand what it's like to lose friends in combat. Congrats, Sarge. Sarnt. I vote Sarge.
No.
Sarge.
He's a young guy. What is Joe? He's probably
27.
22 now.
Oh.
He could be. Yeah. Well, they call it Lance Corporal, but it's it's the same position and rank.
He was just a little baby.
Yeah. Now I think that I don't know if it's changed. The Marines usually it takes.